Yeah, they share. And I know some. And I'm like fancy. Speak some kind of here. Alex. Oh my goodness. It's so long. Exhausting. To have
Yeah, I don't like you, man. Talking about times up. Usually try to go longer with those.
That's her name.
That's what.
Yeah.
Right.
We said, I really like the same.
The aging. There's no good together. Sell that to.
All right, it's time to get started. If you would, please stand. We have Mr. Alan Wilson, Livingston County will lead us in our pledge, and Mr. Wade White from Lyon County will lead us in our prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pray with me, please. Lord, we just thank you so much for this day. We just thank you for this organization that we're all a part of. Just thank you for the food that we just had. Lord, I ask a special prayer for our troops, those who are in harm's way right now. Lord, we just ask a special prayer over them for their safety and that they are able to do what they need to do. Lord, we just thank you so much for this nation that we live in. Thank you for these elected officials. They have to deal with things that sometimes laid in their lap that they didn't create, and it's difficult sometimes. And I know they hear a lot of negativity, but Lord, we just pray that you give them the strength they need and the wisdom they need to get through what we need to do. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
All right, thank you both. This time, if you would review the minutes from our last meeting, and I'll entertain a motion to approve. Got a motion to approve. Is there a second? All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, now our financial report by Mr. Lee Wilson.
Good afternoon, everyone. The full financial report is in your packet. The revenues that are reflected in the July financials is limited due to the timing of our monthly reporting cycle, as much of our revenue is reported after the board meeting through the required program reporting. Year to date, our expenditures are at 4.1%, which is well within the 8% target for the first month of our fiscal year. Mr. Chairman, if there are no additions or corrections, the report is submitted for, yes, sir. Typically, you have to add to be able to ask questions about the treasurer.
So we'll ask again, any questions? All right, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any disapprove? All right. Moving to our federal reports, Ms. Morgan Albee with Senator Mitch McConnell's office.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I'm sure most of you all saw the good news last week. Senator McConnell, he was released from the inpatient rehabilitation facility, and he is now at home. He came home last Thursday and will continue his physical therapy during this state work period. So this is the first week of a 5-week recess that will go until mid-September. On a legislative note, so right before the Senate recessed last week, they did pass a short-term continuing resolution that would fund the government from October 1 through December 11th. And I know the House passed their own CR as well before they left a couple of weeks ago. Those are not exactly the same versions, so when the House and Senate come back in September, which they're in session, I think, for about 3 weeks, those two bills will have to be, reconciled by the end of September. So there'll be a lot on the September agenda. For the full appropriations process, I know some of you have asked about particular projects in some of the Senate versions of the bills. None of the annual 12 Senate versions of the appropriations bills have been released yet. They are being worked on, but the text has not been released. So in terms of being able to answer any specifics about particular projects in the Senate versions of the bills, that's still a work in progress, but we'll certainly keep you updated as the year goes on. But it does look like at some point, the broader funding fight will at least be picked to December. Last thing I would note, if anyone is applying for any competitive federal grants, just a reminder that in most cases, we can provide a support letter. The best way to do that, just shoot me an email with the description of what you're applying for, how the funds would be used, and I'll be happy to check with our DC office to see if we could provide one. But as always, thank you. I always enjoy working with you all, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. Next, we have Mr. Austin Weatherington with Congressman Comer's office.
Good afternoon. It's good to be with you all again. After Morgan's report, I have nothing to say. She always does a good job. But one thing I will add is that Congressman Comer was in the Penny Rowell region a few weeks ago. He did enjoy his time. Appreciate Crittenden County and the Crittenden County Airport putting on a wonderful event where he announced $1 million in federal funding for the airport there. So appreciate, Judge, you taking the time and your folks there in Crittenden County getting that together. But like Morgan said, the House has passed their own version of a CR. So when we get back in at the end of August, more likely September, we'll have to work on getting that bill fixed and getting on the same page. But of course, if we can be helpful, if any letters of support for grants that you all are applying for, please don't hesitate to reach out. And as always, if you have any constituents that have any questions about casework, please direct them towards our office. But thank you all.
Thank you, Austin. Next, we have Miss Martha Jane King with the governor's office.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I'm going to give a report for Alex and I. And Alex wanted to say that the governor was in Paducah last week. Is that right?
Princeton.
And Princeton for home dedications, right? Okay. So I was with the governor last week, not in our district, but in Bowling Green, 45th anniversary of the Corvette plant being in Bowling Green, the only place Corvettes are made anywhere in the United States. And I just think that's awesome. And the governor got to give birth to one. So that just meant when it came off the assembly line, he was the first to start it. I do want to address one thing pretty quickly this morning. I got 4 calls this morning saying that the governor said Senator McConnell had passed away. There's somebody that's pretending to be a group, Cornbread, Mafia, wasn't them, somebody else. Please, you guys, if you want to know what's going on with Governor Beshear, please look on his Facebook page. Try to get the news from there. I know social media is crazy, but the governor just wanted everybody to know that that is not a true statement, and it is not, as Morgan just said. I want to say that over all the years, I've had a great relationship with Senator McConnell. No one's been any nicer to me when I was in the House, now working with the governor's office, and he's never played partisan politics ever. And I really do appreciate that. So that being said, I wanted to say this morning, as Morgan said, he's alive and at home recuperating. So whatever you hear, it's not true. And the governor did not say it. So thank you very much. And the governor's locals issue conference is next week, the 19th through the 21st. And go sign up if you hadn't done it yet. I'd love to see you there. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Greg Meredith with KYTC.
Good afternoon, folks. Thank you for having me. Just a couple of quick updates. I work with the County City Bridge Improvement Program. Those selections are gonna be made at the end of this month. The cutoff for this cycle is August 31st. So if you've got applications to send in, go ahead and do that. Currently, we're working, I think last week, the flex funds started to come out to counties in terms of agreements. We're still waiting on the make whole payments from budgets. I called just on the way up here just to inquire. So the budget office sends that to Office of Rural Municipal Aid, and they again, just put the agreements together. So I understand there's a resolution today talking about that. I'd be glad to answer any questions that I can. And if I can't, I can get the answers to those questions. So with that, TAP grants are still, we've lost not only a secretary, we got Rebecca Goodman, who stepped in for Jim Gray. And now, of course, the Commissioner of Rural Municipal Aid, Bobby Joe, has stepped down. So we're still in the background, still everything's going on. Greg's still there, Kelly's still there, and they're the ones that make these things happen. So again, as soon as we get information from the budget, we'll send out the make whole payments from last year. Any questions at all from?
We're gonna cover that at the
Okay,
end. So
okay.
there may be a question at that time.
Well, just let me know. And I'll look up. Thanks. Thank you all.
Thank you, Greg. Moving to our staff reports. First up, Community and Economic Development, Miss Amy Prode.
Good afternoon. I've got just a few funding reminders that I want to provide for you all. The Delta Regional Authority Community Infrastructure Fund, or CIF fund, is still open, but that application deadline will close on August the 24th. So again, if you're interested in applying for those DRA funds, please let us know as soon as possible so we can assist you in getting those applications submitted. The Kentucky Infrastructure Authority Waters Program, that is the program that is available to troubled or economically restrained public water and wastewater systems. Those applications are due August the 30th. Again, so if you're working on those applications or have a project that needs to go in under that program, let us know as soon as possible as well. The Community Development Block Grant Program application will close on September the 2nd. So for those of you that are working on those applications with us, we'll be reaching those up in the next couple of weeks to get those submitted. Land and Water Conservation Fund and Recreational Trails programs, both of those have officially opened with a deadline of October the 30th. The Land and Water Conservation Fund is a 50-50 matching grant program for all of your recreation needs. And then the Recreational Trails program is a 20% matching reimbursement fund. Please don't forget that the grant program, the state grant program, can be used to provide those matching funds to both of those programs. They are federally funded programs, so we can help you all tap into those matching funds for those programs. The Economic Development Administration does still have some disaster funding out there, along with their regular annual allocation in their public works funds. So if you have projects that may fit within the economic development realm, please let us know and we can assist you in applying for those funds. Again, the grant program can be used to match those EDA funds as well. So if there aren't any questions on those, I would ask that Angela Herndon come up to talk to us a little bit about our regional safety action plan.
Good afternoon, everyone. In your packet, you will find a resolution that would adopt the safety action plan that has been put together for our region. We received a grant under the fiscal year 2022 Safe Streets for All grant program. That is a grant program that was funded through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. we partnered with KYTC and the University of Kentucky Research Foundation to create that plan for you. The grant had a total amount of $335,942.50. It did have a match requirement, and the transportation cabinet was the funding source for those additional matching funds. So what the focus of that plan is to provide each of our counties with low cost and easily implementable improvement strategies to improve safety on the county roadway systems. So these should be low cost projects that the counties can implement into their roadway programs throughout the year to make their roads safer. So this does come to you from the Transportation Committee. They met on the 5th. It comes to you with a favorable recommendation from that committee. They are the task force that was involved throughout the process and working with the University of Kentucky Research Foundation and the Transportation Cabinet to make this this project possible. So I'm happy to take any questions that you might have. Yes, the resolution is in your packet. Yes. So I'm happy to take any questions that you might have, but if not, you have the resolution for your consideration.
What is the feel of this body?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. Is there a second? All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Okay. All right, moving to Health and Family Services, Miss Amanda Stokes.
Good afternoon, everyone. At our July board meeting, we had shared that based on our allocations received, that we were going to be in a $1.7 million shortfall for our home delivered meals program. On July the 22nd, Governor Beshear announced an additional $4 million in funding for senior nutrition services across the state of Kentucky. Of that $4 million, we received a little over $400,000, which reduced our shortfall to approximately $1.3 million. During that time, we continued to evaluate lots of different potential scenarios of how we might address that shortfall. And at this time, we have come to the situation where we're in now of serving a current total of 693 home delivered meal clients. Of those being served, 365 of those individuals that were identified as being in greatest need will continue to receive their home delivered meals. So that's approximately 53% of our current clients that we're serving. 280 of those individuals will be receiving a letter that was mailed out last Thursday, notifying them that their home delivered meals will be suspended as of August the 17th. With that suspension timeframe, it gives us a 90-day window to reevaluate funding, determine if any additional funds will be received, or if we're losing clients faster than expected for that program, and we might be able to transition some of them back onto the services. But that's approximately 40% of the current clients that we're serving. And approximately 7% of them will be giving a new opportunity to receive a meal through Mom's Meals. That is a refrigerated meal that's drop shipped and sent to them. It can be easily reheated in the microwave or placed in an oven safe container and reheated in the oven for those individuals. Again, 48 clients, approximately 7% will be given that option when their traditional home delivered meals are suspended. In those letters that we sent out, we also provided information about additional resources. We encouraged any clients that needed it to call into our Aging and Disability Resource Center, where we could help identify other resources or programs that might be able to help them. And we also provided information about our local senior centers across the region that provide congregate meals as well as senior shuttle transportation that can take them to and from the senior center where they could have a lunch meal there. Again, we continue to remain committed to maximizing our available resources and preserving those essential services for our clients across the region. We'll continue to work closely with the board, with the Kentucky Department for Aging and Independent Living, our local providers, our community partners, and the clients across the region to maintain and our efforts to help support their independence and their quality of life for the older adults, our caregivers, and individuals with disabilities that we serve across the region. Are there any questions regarding that? All right. Next, I'd like to talk about a grant that we've had for the past 3 years. The Kentucky Department for Behavioral Health, Developmental, and Intellectual Disabilities secured the National Strategy for Suicide Prevention Grant. With that, we were able to secure the Kentucky Strategic Suicide Prevention Grant. It's a 3-year grant that expires this September, and it was used to support the implementation of suicide prevention and intervention programs for individuals age 60 or over. In Kentucky, currently, the Penny Ryle region has one of the highest average rates of suicide amongst seniors 60 years of age and older. The focus areas for the grant included increasing an understanding of suicide risk factors, protective factors, promoting lethal means safety, conducting community outreach, the promotion of the 988 24/7 crisis hotline, and implementing evidence-based suicide prevention training throughout the Penny Ryle region. With that, we established the Western Kentucky Suicide Prevention Network, and our coordinator for that effort, Marcy O'Neill, if you will stand, please. She's led this effort for the past 3 years for us across our region. With that, we've done lots of training for staff, for community members, our community partners. There's been an increased awareness and understanding of that, and a willingness to have those difficult conversations regarding suicide and mental health amongst older adults. We've also recently entered into a marketing campaign with Trellis Marketing out of Murray. With this 3-month campaign, it runs July through September, and it's called the You Matter campaign. Melissa has the site pulled up for us now. We do encourage you to visit the youmatterkentucky.com site. It's geared toward providing resources for older adults, caregivers, and our communities. With Trellis, they've been able to develop a website, social media ads, digital streaming videos, and printed materials for us. And as she scrolls down through those, you'll see some of the impressions and the data that they've made through that campaign. And this is just the short time frame of July 1st through August the 5th. Over 403,000 impressions, over 146 of those, or 146,000 of those were senior targeted impressions. 153,000 of those were caregiver targeted impressions. And for the website alone, there's been over 3,800 visits to the website. They also created a commercial for us that Melissa is going to play. We're very proud of this campaign and the positive impact it's already had in the short first month we've been with it. September the 10th is also World Suicide Prevention Day. So in recognition of that, we'll be having a region-wide event at all of our 9 local senior centers across the region. We're inviting our seniors, community partners, and community members as well to come out to the event. We'll have light refreshments and door prizes. More details will be coming on that soon that we'll send out to the board as well. But we do encourage you, if at all possible, to make plans to come to that event on September the 10th at your local senior center. And even though the grant timeframe is ending at the end of this September, we do plan to continue on those efforts. We have purchased additional marketing supplies and have staff who are trained to continue with those efforts, as it's a much needed issue to be addressed within our region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amanda. Next, we have Ms. Sheila Clark with West Kentucky Workforce Board.
Mr. Chairman. We wanted to tell you that we will have a workforce board meeting that we'll announce for September. That will be coming up shortly. We'll let you know that date. And we did want to recognize all of the help that we get from Murray State University and all the programs, the people that we send it for training and activities for. Or sometimes maybe they need a help in that last year at Murray to finish up. And sometimes we're able to help those adults that find themselves in that situation. But Chris is a member of our board and represents Murray on our board. And we appreciate all the effort he makes to be a part of that board. And we grab them to put them on a committee whenever we can catch them. And so that works good for us too. I did want to talk about a person today. Karen Wallace, where are you today? Well, did you stand up? Karen had never been shy in her whole life. I know her. And then after 32 years, she's shrinking into the corner when you call her name. She must be thinking I'm going to tell some of those stories that went on at set or something else like that. Thank you, Karen. Karen is getting ready to retire from us after 32 years, and 32 years in the workforce is a while. And I wanted to kind of give you an idea of when she came in. She came in our first effort to have case management. And we hired 3 individuals to start in the 90s, the early 90s with us. And she was one of those individuals. And then we also had in the 90s, the beginning of our career centers. And she helped us establish those centers in Madisonville and Duca and the others that we also had in Muhlenberg County at that time. And so those were all interesting times when we were trying to mesh the different partner agencies together and mesh the money together to make that happen. And of course, one of her favorite times was when computers started being used by workforce. And she also lived through the introduction of cell phones. And now that's how people get a hold of her. All of our case managers in our career centers since COVID all have a cell phone now. And so they can individually be reached in our career centers. And then we've gone through a period of looking at alternative means and trying to look at individuals to bring them into our workforce. And one of the things that we were doing at that time is talking about ways that we could reach out to individuals that were in arrears and child support because the numbers were so high in the Penarol. So, and looking at our efforts there, we found that Karen had a degree in criminal justice, which is just what we needed for someone to do that. And we began offering to the counties the opportunity to have an individual not be sent to jail, but to be sent to a job or to a career fair or to some activity that might get them in training and actually get them out. So they might pay that child support rather than be in jail during that time. And so Karen became the person that went to the court system, that the judge had a choice now, could refer that person to Karen for her work with them. And she would refer them to the different partners in the career centers and in the systems that we have out there in the partnerships. And that worked really great. And we were some of the first individuals in the state that had staff that worked with those judges and those activities. And now Karen goes throughout the area in every county except Christian, but she does work with the reentry program in Christian County. So we've seen a lot of change during that time. And we've had a lot of miles on the road trying to help the court system and giving them a choice. It's been a program that's been recognized regionally and statewide. And we've got a lot of good publicity as well as honors and small certificates for things that we've done like that. So we appreciate, Karen, all your work there, and I'm not going to take all the activities away that I can mention. I'll leave some for Jason to talk about. But we just wanted to tell you that the Right Choice program that you've heard us talk about, Karen was one that came up with that name and helped us move that program forward to the recognition that it has. It was a reentry program before people knew the word reentry. But thank you all for your help, all the things you've done for us, Karen.
I might just add, Mr. Chairman, Sheila, you may have mentioned this, I don't know, but on your table, there is an invitation to her retirement celebration. And we were talking in staff meeting this morning, and I asked Karen, I said, how many people do you think you have personally, had an impact on over the years? And she said, for her count, which I think is probably more than this, but at least 3,000 people that she has personally helped get through difficult situations and get on a right track. So Karen, thank you for your 32 years. And also, if you know Karen, and Sheila alluded to this, she definitely livens everything up that we do. Whether it depends on any event that we're at, she's the one that's on the dance floor or leading. And she even said we're going to have some dancing going on at this retirement reception. So anyways, thank you, Karen, and good luck in your next chapter.
Right. Okay, moving to new business, the monthly Code of Ethics report. There's no issues to report. And now to our guest speaker. Dr. Ron K. Patterson joined Murray State University as president on July 1st, 2025. With more than 2 decades of leadership experience in higher education, he is committed to expanding academic initiatives, advancing student success, cultivating collaboration partnerships on and off campus. Patterson earned a doctorate of education in higher education administration and leadership at Creighton University, an education specialist degree with a concentration in community college administration at Arkansas State University, a master's of art at Marietta College, a bachelor of science at the University of Tennessee Southern, and an associate of art at Northeast Mississippi Community College. President Patterson believes that higher education is about relationships, resilience, and realization. His interaction with students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, legislators, and friends of the university foster collaboration, inspires partnerships, and continues the tradition of Murray State University, the finest place we know. And Dr. Patterson, his wife, and he had 2 children, Olivia and Braylon, and a dog named Thunder. When I first read that, I thought it's talking about your truck, Toyota truck.
Everybody says that.
Well,
thank you so much. Appreciate it. I hate hearing about myself, so that's always long. We got to condense that, right? But thank you for the opportunity to be here. Very delighted for the invitation. And good afternoon. These are the movers and shakers within our communities. And I'm very thrilled and honored to stand before you to provide really a truly great update about your university and your alma mater. But before I do go further, I do want to recognize some colleagues in the room. And first and foremost, my dean for the Bonfire College of Business. Would you please stand? Dr. Keith Keller. And you also know Mr. Chris Woolrich, who's our faculty instructor and also the director of our SEED Center. Thank you. I'd be remiss if I did not give kudos to some colleagues as well in the room. Dr. Elisa Young, Chancellor, Hopkinsville Community College. Thank you so very much. And I haven't spotted her, but I don't know if she's here. Dr. Kelly from Madisonville Community College. Please let her know that I did mention her name and thank her for her support and all the wonderful things that they're doing in their community as well. And Mr. Dan Lavitt, Executive Director of our center, for adult and regional campuses. We want to thank him. He's unable to be here today, but we also want to give him his kudos and the hard work that he does in our communities where our regional campuses are, but also on the main campus as well. Secondly, I want to thank all the local leaders that are in this room. I want to thank you for your presence. I want to thank you for your continued support. As you know, when we're under the spotlight, somebody mentioned it earlier during the prayer, we have these wonderful opportunities, right? They're not challenges and they're not difficult times. They're tremendous opportunities for us to make a friend. And so I encourage you to continue to walk in those spotlights and the jobs and the roles that we have been thrusted in because we've been chosen. It's a tremendous gift that we have. And I know that you take great pride in that as well. To Morgan Albee, thank you for all the work that you do for Senator McConnell, but also for Murray State University. Austin, if he's still here, I don't see him anymore. There you go. Thank you as well for your great work. We greatly appreciate you and the support that you continue to provide at Murray State University. I want to thank our Executive Director of the PeADD Area Development District and also an alum, Jason Vincent. Thank you for this invitation to come and share all about Murray State University. During my first few months as your president at Murray State University, I traveled all over Western Kentucky, out of state, north and south, east and west. And I really wanted to gain knowledge. I wanted to listen and learn about the culture, about the spirit and the passion that is Murray State University. I asked two simple questions. What are we doing well and where are our opportunities? After 120 days of a Racer Spirit Listening and Learning tour, we received a lot of qualitative data, and it gave us 6 themes that kind of really rose to the top. And I want to share those with you. I think it's important to let you know and really report back what I learned as your president over my first 12 months in this role. Theme 1, strong sense of community and belonging. Theme 2, student-centered focus. Theme 3, academic excellence and workforce preparation. Theme 4, vibrant alumni and community engagement. 5, campus infrastructure and operational efficiencies. And 6, our job is to drive regional impact, access, and growth. And so at the heart of my presidency, I have been focused and will continue to be focused on students first, Murray State always, Racers forever. That is, and those are my presidential priorities. Murray State University continues to be recognized nationally for quality, value, return on investment, and support of our students, as noted as you see with the national rankings shown on the screen. And I'll give you a little bit minute to kind of digest it as I carry on and share some additional context. Career Services, Career Fairs welcomed over 500 employers and organizations and serving more than 1,800 students this past academic year on our campus. Our Office of Recruitment represented Murray State at more than 700 recruitment events throughout 14 states. And we had the pleasure and the honor to host over 3,400 prospective students and their families on our campus for visits and tours this past academic year as well. I, along with university representatives, recently participated in a spring recruitment trip to China, where we visited 5 partner schools and had the distinct pleasure of conducting graduation ceremony there as well, where we handed out over 100 diplomas presented for dual degree students as well. This past academic year, the Office of Student Engagement and Success, we launched an EdSites AI chatbots, which is, again, a resource for our students. It's a 24/7 resource for our students to assist them with areas like academic advising, student life, health and wellness, and financial aid, among many, many other resources. And when I say AI chatbot, really what it doesn't go out and search Google, Safari, Chrome. It searches our website, right? It finds all the tools necessary, resources needed to provide content, right? Avenues and pathways back to our students so that they can get to or be directed on the path to the resources they need to be successful. The Susan E. Byron Fine Wellness Center is in the final stages of its refresh project. Again, new state-of-the-art fitness equipment, updated locker rooms, excuse me. swimming pool improvements and enhanced branding from floor to ceiling as well. And so we're looking forward to welcoming our students to that refreshed facility. We have a ribbon cutting ceremony on August 17th as well. I am a president that believes in celebrating successes and always giving back to our students. And so please, if you have time, 5:30 next Monday, please come out, join with us and walk through the facility. We'll have some light refreshments for you as well. Our academic programs. Murray State University continues to offer a variety of impactful career-relevant academic programs across multiple disciplines. Thank you to our faculty, our department chairs, our academic deans, our provost and vice president for academic affairs, Dr. Twigg, for all that they do in terms of making sure that our programs are relevant in 21st century. Murray State University's AI major is designed to prepare students to meet the growing demand of applied AI and data science professionals. Students learn through hands-on project-based learning, data-driven modeling, and also in-depth instruction in AI systems. Students learn how AI systems are built, how data is collected, managed, and analyzed. They also gain the skills needed to design, evaluate, and deploy real-world AI solutions. Courses such as deep learning, generative AI, natural language processing, and computer vision ensure graduates are ready for success in the industry. Also, we make sure that we're preparing those students for high-paying, in-demand jobs in the very near future. Jobs such as software developers, data scientists, computer research scientists, as well as computer systems analysts as well. And there are other jobs that we quite don't know that are going to be available in the near future, and we will adjust and be nimble and pivot as necessary. The College of Veterinary Medical Sciences facility, we're racing ahead with that exciting development with offering the new DVM, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, degree to support the future generations of veterinarians, as well as advance both the region and the Commonwealth in critical areas of economic growth, workforce development, and industry needs. We're currently working towards obtaining the required American Veterinary Medical Association program accreditation through the Council on Education under our new founding dean, Dr. Laura Kent Hoffman. Building construction is underway currently at our West Farm campus, and so we're very excited about that. Thank each of you for your continued support, ongoing support over the past many, many years. It's been 50+ years in the making to finally realize and really race across the finish line with this new construction. In terms of our economic impact study, based on a 2017 comprehensive study led by Professor Emeritus Dr. Gil Mathis, that was again updated for inflation. Murray State University generates more than $600 million in economic output activity annually for the Commonwealth. In 2024, the economic impact report led by Professor of Economics, Dr. Simone Silva, our construction projects, we're projecting over the next 6 to 7 years of about $348 million as well. And this does not factor in the new Racer Entertainment Village. And I'll talk more about that at the end. Murray State is and will continue to be a catalyst for economic development and growth as we, again, continue to appreciate your partnerships, your support, and our shared goal for advancing not only our mission, but our vision for this great university. I want to talk just very briefly about our Hopkinsville Regional Campus. At Hopkinsville, the early childhood, elementary, and middle school education programs continue to be the cornerstone of our Hopkinsville campus as we try to supply the teacher shortage needs in our areas. We're also developing a 4-year paramedic degree program that will be housed at the Hopkinsville Regional Campus as well. So you'll learn and hear more about that program soon. Credit hour production at the campus ebbs and flows. However, it's shown steady increases over the last 8 years from a little over 5,000 in academic year 2018 to a little over 6,300 academic year 2026. And that's about a 14% increase within the last 8 years. The campus serves primarily non-traditional students. And as such, many of the graduates are place-bound here within this community. And so when they graduate, they continue to live, work, play and give back to this community. And that's what we want as well. I will share this and stay committed to this. Our job is to increase foot traffic at that facility. That's my role. And we'll continue to find ways to do that as well. The Christian County High School Racer Academy is, again, a new program that we're partnering with the superintendent and the principals there. We will be using our Hopkinsville campus as well as an asset for classroom spaces. My partnership and collaboration with Dr. Young, they will be using space in that building as well. Again, she's truly been a dear friend and colleague that has welcomed me with open arms since I arrived day one, and I can't not thank her enough. And we're definitely partners in the enterprise. And so thank you for your continued partnership. This is an astounding statistic that I want to share with you. And I'll get to this slide in a minute. Over 500,000 Kentucky residents have started a college degree, but have not completed it. It's astounding. So we also have a Racers Finish program, which is a scholarship and student coaching program that is designed to assist returning students to complete a credential. So since the inception of the program in fall of 2024, 73 racers have finished or re-enrolled at the university, and 32 of those students have completed a degree or credential. Okay, and so as you encounter individuals that have maybe one of those 500K, right? Encourage them that there's an opportunity at Murray State to go back and finish that degree. We will be great partners in the enterprise and working with them to make sure it's accessible and affordable as well. As relates to our strategic vision and growth, the university strategic plan we launched this past spring is well underway. And that will serve as our vision and roadmap for our institution over the next 3 years. I decided not to do a 5-year plan. I thought a 3-year plan would be, again, actionable, doable, but also we need to be flexible and nimble with all of the wonderful growth and impact that's upon us here in Western Kentucky. It allows us to be accountable. And so we're going to a 3-year model rather than a 5-year. And just know that this will not be a static document. It will be an opportunity to provide a blueprint that enables us to anticipate opportunities, to clarify our purpose and our priorities, but also align our resources needed to achieve our shared goals and fulfill our mission. Having said that, we also launched a campus master plan process where we are looking at about 47 to 50 academic buildings. This initiative is, again, a roadmap to ensure that our infrastructure, such as our classrooms, our residence halls, and student life spaces, are optimized to support the next generation of future racers. This campus master plan is, again, not just about new buildings, it's about smart growth. It's about making existing spaces work better for us by focusing on efficiency of our existing buildings and optimizing those spaces that we already have as we continue to try to choose a sustainable pathway forward. Capital projects and renovations. The new Jackson Hall College of Nursing and Health Sciences building is on schedule. We will move into that facility during fall break. The students, faculty, and staff in Mason Hall will move into the new Jackson Hall. So we're very excited about that. The College of Veterinary Medical Sciences building, I shared with you earlier that construction is underway. The new Living Learning Commons, which is a residence hall. It's going to be a 4-story building that will provide 250 beds. And construction is underway for that facility as well, and will open in fall of 2027. Up here on the screen, you'll see our cybersecurity center renovations. Again, that's our program of distinction. We received about 10.5, nearly $11 million from the General Assembly, which we're tremendously grateful for. And it will be a tremendous resource, not only for our Murray State University students, but for our communities in terms of serving as an opportunity for our students to have hands-on learning, applied learning opportunities for as it relates to cybersecurity. The Mason Hall renovation will take place shortly thereafter. We relocate those student, faculty, and staff into their new facility, and that will house our new dental hygiene program. And then the CFSB Center is currently being renovated and on schedule, and should open our first home game there. And so again, if you have season tickets for the men's basketball games, please buy those now. For the women's basketball games, they are free currently. So please come out and support our women's basketball team. And I will tell you that Coach Rochelle Turner is one of the best Division I coach in women's basketball today, okay? She's doing a fantastic job. Students first, our philanthropy, opportunity, and growth. More than $2.7 million in donor gifts will directly fund our student scholarships. Again, each of you who give to your university are truly making a difference in the lives of our students and future racers. We had yet another record-breaking year in giving, $13.9 million in cash gifts, the strongest in the university's history, first in my tenure. Had nearly 3,500 donors last year. This figure also includes a portion of the Racer Athletics record-breaking year as well of 7.6 million. And so again, fundraising, giving of time, talent, and treasure is obviously a strong tenet to what's going on at the university. And then growing our community engagement, like today, getting out and visiting and sharing and answering questions, truly important. We welcome nearly 650 new first-time donors, and also including 70 new organizational partners in this recent success as well. And so we thank you for your confidence in Murray State's mission, but also in our impact. And so I can't express and thank you enough for that. Our student athletes are excelling inside the classroom, but also in their respective sports. So thank you to our student athletes, coaches, support staff, and Director Nico and his team, and everyone who supports our athletic endeavors. The Murray State Athletics, we've recently selected Campbell Coral to lead the feasibility study and the implementation planning for the future Racer Entertainment Village, which will be on the corner of 641 and 121, if you're familiar with that intersection there. There's about 30+ acres more. We're going to utilize 32 of those acres. That is the second largest, heaviest trafficked space or intersection in Western Kentucky, behind only the intersection at the mall in Paducah. And so we're trying to truly captivate individuals in that area so that we can maximize not only economic development and growth, but also provide game day experience where individuals can live, work, play, cheer in the Racer Entertainment Village area before going to the many sports opportunities that are available to them. This project will integrate athletics, housing, hospitality, retail, dining, and other complementary uses to create a vibrant campus district. Athletics will serve as a cornerstone with the goal of enhancing the game day experience and strengthening the Racer brand and extending campus energy beyond competition. This will also support enrollment growth, economic development, and sustainable athletics revenue. As you all know, with NIL, rev share, we're trying to be strategically committed and intentional with keeping those dollars out of the institutional funding source. Hence, that's why we came up with this idea to help us provide a third revenue source for our institution, your university, okay, to support all the wonderful things that are happening in the athletic realm. So the planning process is designed to create a realistic, actionable roadmap that balances innovation with responsible long-term implementation. Campbell Coyle brings nearly 20 years of experience in public-private partnerships and university athletics and mixed-use development, helping institutions turn complex opportunities into viable projects. In closing, here are some wonderful photos of your campus, but also here locally at the two campuses here that I wanted to share with you. I also want you to know that our doors, my door, is always open to you. Always happy to answer any questions anytime. Meet you for coffee. Hopefully you'll provide some lunch, right? And I'm not speaking, but I'm always happy and thrilled to talk about Murray State University. I have a tremendous passion for the university. I was called to be here. It's a gift, and I don't take it lightly. And so I'm really honored to serve in this capacity. I truly thank you for the invitation. And I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any at this time. Thank you. Shoes up, go Racers.
Thank you, Dr. Patterson. Saying Murray State University is the finest place we know was hard for a hilltopper to say. My wife's a racer. My wife's a racer, so. All right, I think we have transportation resolution. Judge Newcomb, do you want to come up?
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And hilltoppers aren't bad, but racers win. Just, is that what she says too? So you're a split house. Just real quick before I get started on this resolution. And Jason, forgive me because I always kind of go off script a little bit, but just for Dr. Patterson's behalf, how many in here are racer? Just by a show of hands. Wow. Wow. And for our chairman's benefit, how many are Hilltopper graduates? There you go. Here's that again. I was hoping that didn't backfire, Chris. I felt comfortable that it would not though. All right. So again, I want to thank you, as chairman mentioned, I am the chairman of the Regional Transportation Committee. And at our most recent meeting, there was quite a bit of discussion on the proposed funding for our county and cities, both. And the fact that in this being an election year, particularly, Greg, we are all bound to only expend 65% of our funds in the first 6 months of the year. And not having that information available, it's made it very difficult for us to know how to plan and what to do. And so the consensus of the committee was to develop a resolution. And I think everyone received a copy of that resolution with respect to our request for a greater level of not only transparency, but a more timely response with that information. And we certainly hope that it's taken for exactly what it's meant for and nothing more. But the Regional Transportation Committee did approve the bringing of this resolution before the entire PeADD board, and therefore would certainly make a request that the entire board consider adoption of this resolution to be passed forward to our transportation. And
Would y'all like to say anything or comment or?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't know, but I mean, I will answer questions as I know. I don't know a lot. I know it's a difficult time. I know it's a difficult time when funding is reduced. The prices go up, as we were talking about earlier, and the timeliness is a big factor. And for the past few years, everything has really been quick. This time, again, with leadership changes in the transportation cabinet, that kind of slowed the process down. Plus the fact that, there's a gas tax holiday that was statewide for 30 days. And then other localities extended that and reduced revenues. So, our first and foremost job at the Department of Rural and Municipal Aid is to serve you guys. That's what we do. And that's what we're going to keep doing as quickly as we can. Note that all your emergency fund requests and your 80/20s requests recently have been processed as we can. But it was just difficult to getting the make whole payments at the end of the year. And we're still working on that, and we're going to put it out as quickly as we can. I promise that I will pass this on to leadership and make sure that they're aware. And we're going to try to do a better job as we can in the future. So. Thank you. Question, yes.
So I know a lot of our concerns is especially specifically with the cooperative program. From my understanding in Christian County, the 30% that we typically get in February, this was the first time in modern history that it was reduced with no rhyme or reason except short on the revenue.
Right, that's
We
what,
grew the contract at 10%. That was what was set aside because to balance out or plus up for that. So is that 10% even going to exist? Because, you know, we made that budget a year ago
right,
based on the cooperative contract that we signed.
based upon the forecast of the consensus forecasting group. Yes. And so my understanding was that the reduction was based upon that. You know, I think they meet every 6 months. Maybe that's what they do and make those estimates and those forecasts for funding. And so that's what happened this year, and that's why it was reduced. Now, what's coming in and what's going to be left? Because it's statutorily, it's a certain amount from all the gas tax. So that's what's given, that's what's sent out. Usually it's a whole lot quicker. We have answers to those questions about funding sooner than we did this year. And so I'm sorry because of that, but we're gonna make it whole. We're gonna make it right the best that we can as quickly as we can. Promise that. So, yes, ma'am.
In regards to that same county road aid payment, the contract that we signed for the 26-27 year, does it include the 5% that we did not receive in that February payment? Or will that be in addition to what we signed in the contract?
I'm not sure about that question. I don't know that. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Is that the local road program you mean?
The county road aid?
Yeah, that would be out of.
Yeah.
Ways, correct?
And again, you know, the money will end up being what it is based upon the formula. So I don't know about the 5%, you know, I'm not sure about that. Maybe y'all can help me. What's happened in the past? Has it been structured the 60, 30 and then
10.
the 10 afterwards? So that's the way it's been. And if it changes, I'm not sure of that. Certainly, like I said, by the law, it's got to be 18.7 or 6%, and for municipalities, the 7.7%, I think, right? Yeah, again, it's just been the delay based upon somebody putting the numbers together, somebody releasing those numbers and allowing for the process to move forward. But we're gonna do it. Yes.
One other question. So in reference to the suspension of the gas tax, for those municipalities or counties that decided to suspend or continue the gas tax, is it going to be very specific to their municipality, or is it going to be spread out across the colony?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer exactly. I think there's mechanisms and the ability to do both in place. Whether or not that happened or whether it's spread out through the whole state, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that one either. Denitra, do you know that?
Something they were trying to look into to see if they could do it, but with Bobby Joe retiring.
Yeah.
Even last month, I don't know that the answers are even there yet for Greg to know.
So it's kind of a perfect storm, and I say that is not as an excuse, and don't think this is any excuse. You know, again, what we're supposed to do is serve you all, and we're gonna try to do that. But it is what it is, and we're gonna, as we go forward, we're gonna see if we can make some changes. If my advice is taken and we can be more transparent, let you guys know what the status of these payments and the estimates are as quickly as we know. We're gonna do that, so. Thank you, guys. And call me anytime you have questions or catch me here. We'll get you answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg, and Denitra as well, Denitra Henderson, Chief Engineer for District 2. Obviously caught up in a lot of this as well. I will just further state that this resolution will be provided for our legislators as well, because of the role and the impact that they have on this process. So, and if anyone has any questions for me, try to answer them as best I can or defer to Greg, actually. All right, thank you.
All right, so it's resolution 2026-03. It comes from transportation in form of a motion. We just need a second. All right, any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, seeing none. Mr. Chair.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Dr. Patterson. I just also want to say thank you for being here with us today. And we definitely, this board was very supportive of the veterinary center, and we will continue to be very supportive of the things that take place at Murray State. So we look forward to working with you, and please let us know how we can help you with your vision for Murray State. So thank you again for being here with us. I just have a couple of announcements that I do want to make. First, I want to get something on your radar screen. There's not information in your board packet, but on October the 16th, which is a Friday, we're going to be having our annual industry appreciation event, Pride of the Pennyroyal. Again, that's going to be Friday, October the 16th. Typically, that's in September. However, we are going to move it to the middle of October, which is actually Manufacturing Appreciation Month, which we thought fit appropriately. But go ahead and put that on your calendar. We always like to have our board members participate in that if you are able to. And so, again, October the 16th, Friday, down at Boots Randolph Golf Course at Lake Barkley State Park. I also wanted to take just a moment. Last month, you all voted on these individuals for them to join our board, but they are here with us today. And I wanted to formally introduce Mayor West from Central City, new mayor there. So Mayor, welcome. And then Darren Benton, also from Muhlenberg County. Both we have worked with for a long time, and we look forward to continuing to work with you all in this new capacity. And then just finally, I wanted to mention our annual dinner that is taking place next month. Hopefully you all have received the invitations. It is also in our board packet today. But if you recall, we have moved that this year, and it's going to take place at our second Monday of next month, September the 14th. It's going to be at Mar Park up in Madisonville, 6 o'clock on that Monday evening. But I wanted to remind you all that because of that meeting later that night, we will not have our normal monthly board meeting at lunchtime on the 14th. So hopefully you've got that on your calendar. It's going to be, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's going to be a very informal event. And so we look forward to that this year. And shorts is just fine. It's going to be a picnic. So looking forward to that time. And one more reminder for Melissa, we are going to take our board picture right after this. She's gonna do it quickly, I promise, and with little amount of pain. So board members, as soon as we adjourn, if you could come up here so we could get that picture. Mr. Chairman, unless there are any questions, that's all I have.
All right. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor may leave. Except for the board members.
Next week.